What's up, guys? Welcome back to the iQuarrel channel. Today, I thought I would do a movie series review. This is something I've wanted to do for a while. It's just been figuring out how I'm going to do it. But I'm going to freestyle this, and we're going to see how we go because this is going to be interesting. But I love the Conjuring universe. I think it's just an awesome series of movies. There's some that I absolutely love. They are probably in my top 10. I can think of two probably, yeah, maybe two, not three, but definitely two that would be in the top 10 horror movies for me. But with that said, there's definitely some movies that I can't stand and I don't like, and that's why I've done this ranking. Uh, I've done it in a unique way. I've tried to give it that Conjuring universe feel. One of the quotes I believe is like the devil, God, demons, they all exist. So I put this one as God exists for the top tier. This basically means that this movie is fucking amazing. This movie is great. It's a worthy watch. I love it. 10 out of 10. There's also I believe it's impression, obsession, possession, like a three-step kind of demons attacking you quote by Ed and Lorraine Warren from the Conjuring film for the first one, where they've just got that little quote, and I thought I'd put that as the second top tier impression obsession, meaning it's not top tier, but like it's pretty damn good. I liked this movie a lot. I had a lot of fun with this movie. Yeah, it's just between really, really, really good and being okay. It was like really good. I enjoyed it, but it just wasn't top tier, maybe. I couldn't think of anything for the halfway point, so I just went, yeah, it was all right. And I think that kind of just sums it up perfectly. Yeah, it was all right. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it, but I mean, yeah, it was all right. Um, I thought this was a little bit clever. I like it none. I might even like, I might even say I liked it none. I mean like I liked it none. Like I hated it. Like it's not the worst thing I've ever watched, but it's it's not great. You know what I mean? Like but I put none instead of like NONE. I put none NUN basically for this one, for these two. Um a little bit of wordplay, if you will. Yeah, it wasn't a good movie. I didn't really like it. I liked it none. And then if you know the movies, you see this one, you probably know this is from most of the films. I'd say definitely in Annabelle Comes Home. Uh, Possibly, I'm sure The Devil Made Me Do It. I feel like it would be. Definitely Conjuring 2, Annabelle, Conjuring, and possibly Creation, but um, basically on Annabelle, and I think this is basically the poster here is the cover, the the glass container that she's kind of in. It says like it's labeled on the front, warning positively do not open. So I thought I would just put that as the worst tier, and instead of open, just say watch. But this is how I've done it. Good. Oh, sorry. Great. Good. Okay. Uh, uh, Not good at all. Not good at all. It was trash. It was terrible. Um, and again, I'm freestyling this, so like I don't know if I'm actually gonna put anything in here. I might. We'll just see how I feel when I'm talking about it. But straight off the bat, the curse of La Llorona, the Weeping Woman. When this movie came out, I saw it in cinemas. I haven't seen it since. It was a fun idea. I really liked the concept alone. I think on paper it was just like, yeah, it's just a classic kind of horror movie. I watched it, and yeah, I mean, it didn't really have an impact on me. I haven't seen it since, and it probably came out, like, I feel like it probably came out at least over half a decade. Um, but I mean, it wasn't a bad watch. It wasn't really great. So without spending too much time on it, I think I'm gonna say, yeah, it was all right. I think that's probably the way to go. I didn't hate it. Obviously, I haven't seen it since. But yeah, it's like it's one of those movies where it still had an effective jump scare that I remember. The cast was cool. Obviously, it's still within the same universe as all these other films, and I mean that's intriguing. But yeah, I'd have to say that just on paper, and then seeing the trailer, seeing the film, like I don't really have anything bad to say. I just don't really think it was like a whoa, that was a good film. I liked that. That was actually good. So yeah, I'll say yeah, it was all right, but honestly, like that could actually change between this one and possibly this one. I probably have to watch it again, to be honest, but from what I remember, it was okay. Next, Annabelle Comes Home. I was so excited to see this because I loved the first two. I genuinely loved the first two. I thought Annabelle was just a creepy, scary movie. It had a big impact on me. Creation was cool with the origin story that is Annabelle's whole reasoning behind why she's infected with supernaturalness, if that's even a word. But I was keen for this, and the trailer made it look cool. You know, it was like the entire room where Ed and Lorraine Warren put all the conduits and cursed items and all that away was basically open for access by, via the demon controlling Annabelle. So on paper, this was really cool. I really rated the idea of this. I saw the trailer. I was like, this has potential. I'm excited. I love the first two. I'm stoked. I wanted to see this in cinemas. I didn't get to. Uh, the second Spider-Man with Tom Holland was out. We ended up watching that, and honestly, I'm really happy I did. It was a good movie, but we'll rank those Spider-Man movies for another day. Annabelle Comes Home. Look, it was all right. It was all right. I mean, again, it had an effective jump scare that genuinely gave me chills. There's a scene where the main chick's friend is like messing around with the cursed items, and she ends up seeing her dead father playing the piano, and she's so excited seeing her dad in person. Because it's been years, because he passed away in a horrific car incident, and she's seeing him for the first time, and supposedly it's like kind of her fault for his death. But he's playing piano and it looks kind of happy, but we as the audience know that, like, it's not a good moment. Like, he's a demon, you know what I mean? Like, it's a horror movie. It's not, you're not safe, love. But she ends up being yelled at, and like full on he just full on stands up and, like, yeah, yells at her like, you did this to me. And it's just like, it's so loud, and it freaked me the hell out when I saw it. I was not expecting that, and for whatever reason, when people jump scare you in a movie and there's no sound effects, it's really just their vocals and they're yelling, and they have that demonic voice. It it it's freaky. It's scary. I don't like it, but um otherwise, it wasn't a good film. It had that effective jump scare. It was cool to see more of, I guess, the cursed items that are in that locked away room, that one section of the Warrens' home. But you know, it wasn't a good film. It kind of felt a little bit Hollywood. It. it didn't have that realism that I'd say Annabelle, the first two Conjurings, definitely have. You know, it kind of felt like, all right, this is actually a movie. This isn't just like based on, you know, real life events or whatever. Like this kind of felt like, yeah, I don't know. It kind of felt like they tried, like I'm pretty sure there was a werewolf in it at some point, you know, and I like the idea of like the bride, you know, with the knife and, you know, how she comes out and, you know, the dead people with the coins on their eyes. Like it was cool. It had some really unique and interesting ideas. But yeah, like why would you put a werewolf in it? It didn't really give me that this is a Conjuring universe film. It didn't feel I like these movies to have that realism. You know, when I watch it, I go, wow, that low key happened. Like obviously not like, you know, scene for scene what you saw happened in real life, but like the story is supposed to have that impact where you go, yeah, that kind of looked a bit real. So I lost that with this movie. I didn't have it. You know, I still enjoyed it. I've probably seen it two or three times, just, you know, on streaming platforms, but yeah, I wouldn't say it's the greatest film ever. Um, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. This was a disappointment. This was a disappointment. I might have to do it. I might have to do it. I feel like I've seen this maybe twice. Um, yeah, it wasn't really my favorite. I loved the first two, and this was just a disappointment. I think we'd had like a 2 or 3 year gap between the first and the second, and then this one took its bloody time. It came out and it just wasn't good. It was really disappointing. I didn't have a fun time watching it, and yeah, for that I'm gonna say I might actually just move myself quickly. For that I'm gonna say I liked it none. It on paper, yeah, probably an alright film, but to have the title, The Conjuring, you think this is going to be the main shit. This is going to be awesome. And it just did not have that effect in the slightest. I don't think many people liked this movie genuinely. If someone said this is like, you know, their favorite or their second favorite in the series, I'd be concerned. You know, obviously have your own opinions, but yeah, I don't know. It's honestly it's kind of between. Yeah, it was all right, and I liked it none. But I think it's got a little bit more. I liked it none. You know, it just ah, ugh. I'm kind of disappointed. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I don't really remember anything from this. I remember the story. It also lost that realism kind of aspect for me. It had some cool ideas, obviously, like you know, with the demon in the waterbed. You know, the start scene was just ridiculous. You know, it they used all their ammo so quickly, and I will say for a positive note, I liked the devil made me do it. The court case, the legal system, the Ed and Lorraine trying to, you know, go up against a court for the first time to say basically the excuse is, you know, it was a supernaturally influenced event. You know, he didn't kill these people. He was controlled by a demon, and yeah, like it's actually a really cool idea for a movie, but I just think with The Conjuring, I kind of wish they executed it a little bit better. Um I didn't feel it with this movie. The Nun 2. I I kind of want to put like at least one film here. I might do it, even though I don't really know if it's like. I mean, it probably should go. I liked it none, but I'm gonna look. I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna have to like. I don't think I finished this movie. I was watching it a few years ago, just on like Netflix or whatever it was on, and I got about halfway and then I just dropped it to just go outside and do something. Um, I had the intention to go back and I just never did. I never finished this movie. It wasn't. I would. It's hard. I wouldn't say it was like positively do not watch this. But by the same token, if you're ranking these movies, like this was only all right because it was original. If it was like the second or third, fourth Conjuring film, or it would be less so. It would be here. But yeah, for a sequel, I liked the original Nun movie. I didn't really like this. Obviously, like I'm gonna put it here because I didn't finish it. Um, and I don't. I mean, obviously, yeah, I got about halfway or like whatever, but yeah, I didn't finish it. I didn't want to finish it. I'll probably not finish it. I'll watch it one day. I'm not keen to by any means. So I'm gonna put it here. You could argue that it was all right or I liked it none, but I'm gonna put it here for me. That's just how it is. Last rites. This is funny. I thought this was a good attempt. I thought this was a really good attempt. I'm I'm actually it's kind of hard. I'm actually going to say yeah, low key impression obsession. This I saw this in cinemas. I jumped a bit. There was some jump scares. Obviously the cinemas is loud, you know, you're in the dark like I was with a girl. I was trying to impress her. I jumped. I jumped out of my seat at one stage, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I was with a friend when I saw this movie. And yeah, I think we both ended up leaving the cinemas going, yeah, that was good. It was probably a 7 or an 8. Maybe like a high 7, maybe not an 8, actually, now that I say it out loud. Um, but I don't know, it had some promising aspects to it. I really liked that it was Ed and Lorraine's daughter, kind of going through it, and they had that whole, you know, boyfriend, that they weren't sure of, but like, that he kind of like grew on them a little bit, and he turned out really useful during the end, with everything, like when shit hit the fan, he was there. Um, I liked this movie. I liked this movie. I don't think it's like iconic by any means. I don't think it's a great Conjuring film, but it's definitely way better than the third one. And I still don't think it has the level of the first and second one. But I liked this movie. I'll watch it again. Um, I liked the guy, like the demon, with the axe. I thought that was cool. Um, I thought they brought that to life pretty well. I just liked the look of it. I liked the house. I liked the family. It was interesting. I liked that Ed and Lorraine were a little bit older as well. In terms of like storyline, I think this was really good for the franchise, for the series. For the universe. I really, yeah. I'm gonna put this one here. Enough said. The second Conjuring film. Lol. Look at that. God exists. It's not the best in the universe, in the whole listing of movies, but it's great. It's awesome. I really liked this movie. I didn't get to see this in cinemas. I was probably when did this come out? I was probably 14, maybe almost 15 when this actually hit cinemas in Australia. Um I really wanted to see this. I might have seen the first one. already then. Um, but this looked awesome, and it was great. The scene where the kid's walking down the stairs, and you can in the corner of the film you can see the old man demon just sitting there on the couch in the dark. It's not even focused on him. It's just like low key like an Easter egg. Like if you see it, you see it. If you don't, you don't. But there's images of it, and horror fans always talk about it. I've seen the videos on Instagram, YouTube, uh, Facebook groups with horror fans. It had a lot in it that was just really captivating, and that was just so cool to see because you you watch it the first few times and you don't notice that he's sitting in the corner of the house, and then when you see it, it's the only thing you can see, which is really creepy. This was really cool. I liked that it was in a different setting, but it had the same formula from the first one. Um, Obviously, this one brought a little bit more to the table in terms of like what we were what we were kind of scared of. The creepy characters, if you will, the demons. We had the nun, the first appearance of the nun. That was really cool. That was sick. You've obviously got the Amityville house in the start of this movie as well, which is cool because I love the horror Amityville movie. And is it Amityville Horror? I literally just I was lost for words then. I was like, what's the title? Is it Horror Amityville? An Amityville Horror? Yeah, Amityville Horror, awesome movie. I liked that they had that referenced in the start of this movie. It was the same story, following up. It was cool. Obviously not the same story from the movie, but the original Amityville, case. Um, I liked this movie with the nun. The Crooked Man was kind of cool. It kind of lost me on the whole realism thing, but it was still kind of there. I thought this was a cool idea. Um, oh, have I moved again? Um, yeah, I'd say God exists. This is a good film. It's a great film. If you haven't seen it, why haven't you seen it? That's my question. If you like horror movies, you need to see this. Even with the when Ed has the guitar and he's, wise men say, and all the kids just like it's that happy filled moment. It's just oh, it's wholesome. It's the only point in the film where there's no negativity and it's done well. It doesn't feel like it's too much. It's done well. I've seen that scene so many times too. I really like it. Yeah, this movie's good. This movie's bloody good. Annabelle. I'm gonna put this in Impression Obsession, and I'm gonna put it before Last Rites. I like this film a lot. This is a really good film. I don't think it has the same. I don't think it's an easy watch. I think you watch this and it's creepy. It's really creepy. And yeah, you watch like with the first two Conjuring films, they feel like standalone movies within the same universe, if that makes sense. They are just an easy watch. If you want to watch a good film, and you've got like an hour and 40 to kill, you put on those films, it's easy. And you get to the end and it feels good. This is like I don't know, this movie is just it's creepy. It's tragic, and you know, it put me off a lot of the time because I'm not even really like scared of dolls, but you know, this thing's technically not even alive. It's just a demon, playing with the doll and, trying to convince you to give it your soul. Like I don't know, it's really creepy. It had some really clever scenes that genuinely gave me chills. I think this is a great film. I don't think it's an easy watch like the Conjuring films. Uh, so I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna put it before The Last Rites because this might have been the second or third film in the series. I saw this the first time I saw this. I was a teenager. I was probably 15, 14, whatever. I was under my bed, under my blankets, in the dark, headphones on, watching on my iPad or phone, and it was terrifying. It was really scary. Watching it now, it's fine, but like I remember this being a wicked time for horror. This is a scary movie. It's a good movie. It's probably not as good for God Exists. You could argue that, but yeah, I'm gonna put it here. Um, yeah, it's a scary watch. It goes without saying. The film that kind of started it all is the best. This movie is so, oh, chef's kiss. This movie, like, and like, look how dark a lot of the, forget this one. Look how dark a lot of these look, and it's just like you can see a tree, you can see a house. Like, it doesn't. Obviously, it's still dark because it's all cloudy, but it's like this movie's set in the daytime plenty of time, and they use the environment of the property to just take advantage of you as the audience. You are just you fall into the basement and it's dark, and you've got the tree with the witch that took her life, and you've got the boy who drowned in the lake. Like, it's full, the property's full of murders, and it's cursed lands. It's a great story, great casting, great characters. Soundtrack's cool as well. Um, but the environment itself, just wow. It is really a haunted house movie. It's just that supernatural demons are in the house, and they're trying to possess us. They're trying to mess with us. They're doing all these things. The clocks are all stopping at this time, very early in the morning, and just with the whole case and the Warrens being brought in, the police. This movie is just it's a lot of fun. It's the best in the series by far. I love this movie. This is a 10 out of 10. This is easily a 10 out of 10. The ending is it within the universe, like it's realistic. Like you watch this movie and you feel like this all happened to an extent. Obviously, like, they've exaggerated it, but it feels legit. And the whole, like, when she's in the basement and the door closes behind her, and then it's just like she's in complete darkness, and she gets the match. She's got that little flicker of light, and then behind her, like, I'm getting chills now just thinking about it. It was so good. Seeing that in the trailer was scary enough. Watching it in the I don't I didn't see it in cinemas now that I'm thinking of it, but I did watch it in the dark at home on my TV, and it was freaky, dude. It was scary watching that. Um, so this is where we all kind of started with the universe that is the Conjuring universe. This is a great watch. That's all I have to say. This is a fantastic film. Yeah, watch it if you haven't. Please do yourself a favor. The first Nun movie, I'm gonna say Impression Obsession. Funnily enough, it's definitely better than these two. Again, you could put this here. You could put this here. It's my review. I don't know. I'm trying, you guys. I put this here. I have a lot of nostalgia with this movie. I saw this in cinemas. I was in high school. I think I might have been in my second last year of high school, grade 11. And I remember I took a girl on a date to see this film. And we were both really scared. This movie, I don't know what she thought by the end of it. I think she was like, yeah, it was a good movie. I loved this movie. I thought this was cool. I don't like by any means watch this regularly, but I thought this was a cool film to see in cinemas. Obviously, you know the Nun from the second Conjuring movie, so to kind of see the a little bit of like the before the Conjuring 2, obviously because spoiler alert, you've got the nun's death in the movie, the first movie that it's in. But such a powerful character. They made a standalone movie, and the movie is it's all right. It's good. I think it's personal for me. That's why I'm putting it here. It's probably like an all right movie in all honesty, but I really rate this movie. I liked the environment. I liked the cast. The few main characters that are in this movie, excluding the nun, they're really good. I really like them. I like the nun as a character as well. I think it's creepy. Obviously, she either smiles or she's like, "Rah," like, and like I mean that's a terrible sound effect, but like if you've seen the movie, you know what I mean. But the nun, yeah, the nun's freaky, and she has such a powerful impact on people. Like when they're being chased by this thing, she's not even running. She's just walking, and you like the entire environment's just getting dark around you, and you know you're doomed. It's creepy. As a film, it's probably yeah, like a six, but I liked it. I saw it in cinemas. Uh, yeah, I for a high school experience, going on a date, seeing a horror movie with a girl, uh, my ego was happy. Yeah, this was a good film. Annabelle Creation. This is tricky. I might put this. Oh, I might put this here. I kind of even. I low key want to do this. It's tricky. I'm actually gonna do that last minute. I have to. I have to. I've been thinking about it. I wasn't gonna. I'm gonna. I've seen this a couple times, a few times. I've seen this once. Um, I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll rate it like that. I think I'm gonna do it like this. This is probably the better film. I enjoyed this one a little bit more because I liked the whole backstory, the origin, the reasoning for why Annabelle is a supernatural entity, a creepy as fuck object, a deranged doll. Um, this was a great film. I think this was a great sequel. It's honestly like you could go either way. I think this is more iconic. I think this is a great sequel. I'm gonna rate it like this. I'm not gonna touch it anymore. I liked this movie. I saw this in cinemas with a couple mates, and we were freaked out. The entire film, it was just creepy. I like that it's the orphans, going into uh this house that would have been owned by a family, but obviously the parents lost their only daughter, and so they gave up the house dream, I guess, the what they'd envisioned to use the house for. Um, they gave that up, and they basically allowed a couple nuns and all these orphans to live in this huge house. Instead, keep in mind it's the 50s, so it's not like a huge house, but it's still a pretty spacious house. This movie was good. I liked it. It was creepy. It was like it had a lot of elements from the first one. I liked the characters. I liked that it even led into the nun, like when there's that old uh frame, that picture of the nun, and she's got all her sisters with her, and there's just the one that's like a little bit like her head's covered, but you can tell that it's Valak. Um, this was a cool movie. I'm re I'm a sucker for origin stories. When there's a character that's iconic or interesting, and you get to see why they're even a thing, why they're even, it's satisfying. And this film gives that to us. It doesn't execute it in a top 10 way, but it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I like this film. This is probably my ranking. These two are so bloody good. These are good films. You know, these two better than this one. This is pretty good. This one's, I think it's pretty good. These films, yeah, they're all right. Literally, they are. But yeah, these two, I'm like, they were a little bit of a disappointment. They're probably still standalone movies. If you removed these would probably somewhat be good, and probably like more iconic. But these are just so much better. So I had to put these here. Um, but yeah, thank you for watching this video. If you want to see me do more of these, please let me know. I've got more ideas for more of these that I want to do in future. But if you've got any ideas, please shoot it in the comment section. And thanks everyone for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Till next time. Cheers.